another episode. I'm Big D and we're on our way to Dash. So it's early January. I woke up this morning, there was some snow. Not a whole lot to be concerned with, but we've decided that I'm going to dash early today. I'm going to try hitting the breakfast and lunch schedule today. I am dashing as a top dasher today. I finally got enough stats and deliveries through the month of December to where I qualified. I'm so happy about this. I know a lot of people put it down, but I've really tried hard to get this because I want to see what it's all about. For the majority of the dashers I see on YouTube, they will tell you it's really not worth it because they tend to cherry pick more and go for large orders to make quicker, large amounts of money. But to me, I'm a rural dasher, so I kind of take what I can get. I do pick through some orders. There are some orders that I refuse to take, but under the guidelines of Top Dasher, you have to keep meeting certain requirements. So today I'm still going to be picking a lot of orders that, even though they don't look so good, I'm going to pick them and take them so that I can continue to grow that number. I want to be able to be Top Dasher for a month or two so I can truly give you a true opinion on it in my book as a rural area dasher. So I've logged in and I don't really see anything different other than I can dash now whenever I choose, whether the area is gray or not. But in this situation, the area is red and showing very busy, which is awesome. As soon as I logged in, I've gotten 2 orders right away, back to back, but they're Walmart. I hate to do Walmart orders because you have to go wait while they pick it up, so it takes a lot more time than what you're used to, and most of the time the pay doesn't look very good. Alright guys, so I just sat here in the parking lot for a good 10 minutes, feels like, and I got 2 orders, and they were large orders. It might say 5 items, but sometimes you got 5 cases of soda, the big cubes, or 5 cases of water, and that takes up a ton of room. They put 2 Walmart orders stacked on me, back to back, so now I'm trying to separate them in the car so they don't get mixed up, and I'm also trying to get all this loaded into my little car. You cannot preview what the order is for. That's what I hate about Walmart orders. And I hate that if I decline these orders, it counts against me. I do not like that DoorDash had ventured into the grocery side. I do like the Walgreens and the CVS's. They tend to be a little bit easier and better, well thought out and organized. But alright, so I went to drop off the first Walmart order. I unloaded all these heavy cases of water, and I had some alcohol in there too, and like several bags of groceries. And it sucks to carry this crap up slippery walkways and stuff. Into my rant there for a minute. Let's finish this last one out and hopefully everything goes smooth. Crossing my fingers on this one, guys. Alright guys, we just got an order for Hardee's and we're on our way to go get that. It showed $5. I don't think I got the screenshot, but I got the secondary screenshot. And it's not that big of a drive, so we're going to ride on down and grab it. Nothing real special about this one, but let's go take it and accept it.
Drive.
Alright guys, so we dropped off that order at the set of apartments down the huge set of stairs, and now we're on our way to pick up a McDonald's order. Decent size order, not that far distance to drive, which is always good, and we're on our way to drop it off now. Alright guys, we just dropped the first McDonald's order off. Wasn't that far a drive, which was good, decent pay, but had a little trouble finding it. He was in an apartment complex. They all look the same. The left side's numbered 1 to like 10, the right side's labeled 1 to 10, but you don't see the actual building numbers anywhere, which can make things kind of frustrating, especially if you can't get in touch with the customer to confirm which building is his. So, you know, you do run into lots of issues a lot of the time trying to deliver these orders, and people don't realize that it's not super easy like you would expect. So we ended up dropping that order off, and right away we got another order for McDonald's. We're heading that way now. All right, guys, we picked up the McDonald's order number 2. We got 2 McDonald's orders. One of them is $5, one of them is $10. So we're on our way to drop it off now. Alright guys, so we dropped the first McDonald's order. I unloaded all these heavy cases of water, and I had some alcohol in there too, and it sucks to carry this crap up slippery walkways and stuff. And into my rant there for a minute. Let's finish this last one out and hopefully everything goes smooth. Crossing my fingers on this one, guys. Alright guys, we picked up the McDonald's order It was very close to the other one. I'm not sure why they didn't just stack it, unless they just popped up at two completely different times, but right exactly across the street to the same location. Short distances, easy drives. I love these orders, even if they're not much money, $4 and $5. I just done 2 fast deliveries and made $10 in like 20 minutes time. To me, that's really good money. But it also helps us keep dashing and keep raising those numbers. So ended up dropping both of them off. No issues as far as finding the locations. It was a little tough because the apartments are generally not numbered the way you would expect them to be. Like, you might have 2 sets of apartments on both sides of the road that are identical looking, and they'll both be numbered 1 to 10 on both sides. One will actually be physical address 389, and the other one will be actual physical address 390. But sometimes these aren't markered on the building like they should be, and you end up with situations where you got to call the customer and figure out which building's his, because I have 2 apartments here that look identical and they both have apartment number 2 on them. So some of the small things that dashers face, that it would help if either the customer give you great detail, like, hey, I'm in the building on left or right when you pull in, you know, that would help. But there's some stuff you just can't really work with or make changes to that would help. Alright guys, so it's getting a little slow right now. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but I'm on my way to pick up another Walmart order. It's a double stacked order. Both are pretty close to the store, and they have just look like a few items for what I can tell, but you cannot see what the items are, which sucks. So really not looking forward to this, but I'm trying to continue working, continue doing orders, so I'm staying busy. It's going to put me on the other end of town where the more breakfast type restaurants are. So I'm going to take it and get down there on that end of town so that I can start getting some breakfast orders, and hopefully we will improve our dash from there. But so far, day 1 of Top Dasher on this day has not been the greatest at all. The orders have all been pretty small. So I had a few that had medium mileage to them for low pay, but a lot of them are just short distance drives, but the tips are very low as well. You end up getting more base pay than you probably did a customer tip. So let's go down here and see how bad this one's jacked up. Alright guys, so we just completed our 2 Walmart orders and getting the hang of it a little bit, but I still, honestly, once I get all the info I need from this Top Dasher, I will probably continue to decline all of those types of orders, just because you never know what you're picking up. It's a lot heavier items. Some are fragile, such as glass, eggs, milk, bread. You know, it's too unpredictable. Alright guys, so we got our next order, which is Charlie Subs. Looks like it's $5 for this order. Very short distance to drive to pick up, and to drop off. So I accepted it. I'm on my way to pick it up now. We are transitioning into the lunch time zone. So hopefully things will pick up a little bit. We'll start seeing some better orders. Alright guys, so we just dropped off that Charlie Steak Sub order, and wasn't that bad. Shorter trip. Ended up making, I think it was $5, I believe. But if you'll realize in the little side cards there, DoorDash ended up giving me a base pay of, I think it was $4. So the customer, in all actuality, only tipped $1. So I've noticed that the tips have been very low today. Hardly any tip from the customers. If it wasn't for the DoorDash additional pay, I would probably decline almost half of everything I've picked today. So other than that, I'm trying to boost my numbers some more so I can go into February as a Top Dasher. Then otherwise I would have just not picked any of these orders. I'd probably skipped over half of them. Just not a very good day. It is a Monday. Everything's a little slow. Everyone's dreading going back to work after all these wonderful holidays and time off. but just not feeling it, guys. Hopefully it gets better. So I sat around for another good 10-15 minutes before I got this next order, which is Wendy's. It is a pretty good looking order. The pay looks good, and it's a short distance drive. Also, I'm about a minute and a half away from the actual location, the store. So overall, it's good. We're accepting it, and we're on our way. Okay, we just dropped the Wendy's orders off. Wasn't that far a drive, so we ended up doing pretty well, I thought, on it. The actual payout ended up being more. First time today, thank goodness. It's starting to look up, I believe. Very nice person that we delivered to. They had me hand the order to them. They had their proper COVID gear on, which I appreciate, and ended up boosting the tip. Another great appreciation for that. Alright, let's head back to town and hope we can pick up some more good orders like this one. Alright guys, so I sat another additional 10 minutes waiting on an order, and finally this one popped up. It's for some, I believe it's Japanese Express. This one is a little bit different. For the majority of the time, you will only see orders that are prepaid. Very rare do I have to use my red card, but this is one of those that I do. You'll just do like you would a normal transaction as if it was your own. You'll swipe your debit card and you will sign off. Okay, so I just dropped the Fuji order off. Ended up getting, I think, a $2 tip off of that one. Nothing real special. Had a little bit of a drive, and the home ended up going out a really long, rough and bumpy, gravelly road. Probably hear it now in the video and all the background noise. But overall, I guess it was alright. Today just really hasn't been a great day to dash. I wish I had stayed home now, but we're out here trying to make the best of it. Keep riding along, guys. Alright guys, we sat around a few more minutes because it's kind of slow in this area right now. But I got this next order. It's not really worth the drive. The mileage doesn't really come out to $1, but they could if they had add an additional tip to it. I'm not sure that they will though, but because it's so slow and I just want to continue to make a little bit of money to make my day, try to pull it out above $50-$60, I'm going to accept that order. So I'm on my way to go pick this one up now. It's on the other end of town, so it might give me a feel on how busy it is down here, so I might change up locations. Not for sure yet, but I guess we just dropped our Bojangles order off. Mainly I was able to hit interstate, so that one wasn't too bad. It still wasn't a full $1 per mile if I'm not mistaken, but we was able to make that one kind of worth it. We were on the other end of town, but as soon as we dropped off, we got this next order for Jersey Mike subs. So we're gonna cruise down the interstate one more time to make us a little bit faster and pick this order up. Hopefully we can keep a nice steady constant flow. Here lately, these last few orders have had a lot of gap time in between it where I had downtime of no orders. Alright, well, in the middle of recording that, they dropped another Jersey Mike's order in for a double stacked order, which is awesome for us. That means we got a stacked order and we'll make some more money. So we're on our way now to pick that up. So this double order really helps our calls out. Saves us a little time because the order's a few additional miles, but we already got 2 orders in the car, which is saving us a round trip, and it will improve our dollars per hour. So let's go pick these 2 orders up real quick. Alright, so we dropped the first Mike's Jersey subs order off. It was at a hotel. We ended up going up on the 2nd floor, dropping it off in the room. Quick, simple, easy, no issues. Now let's go drop the second order off. Alright guys, we just dropped the second part of that order off. Normally I wouldn't accept that one, but it was threw in there with another order to make a stacked order. It was a decent pay with a decent tip, but my mileage range, it took me pretty far. I had to go down Interstate 81 for quite a ride, but it was for a teacher at a school, so I feel a little bit better about it, but at the same time it took me a pretty good amount of time. Now I've got to double back to get into the order zone, so hit or miss on that one, guys. I guess that's my charity for the day. So actually almost all of them's been about charity for the day. It's just been one of those days. So we're almost to the end of our dash. Let's get back into the zone, see if we can pick up a couple more orders and revive this DoorDash experience for today. So as I'm heading back to the zone, I only have a little bit of time left. I pick up this Wendy's order. The mileage puts it a little over $1 a mile, which is awesome. I accept that, and then boom, they hit me up with an order with the restaurant that's right next to it for an additional like $7, and the mileage add-on is not much at all. I think it's like less than a mile. I have to look back at my screenshot, but this order is going to put me making about $15, and it's probably going to take me about 25 minutes as long as the food's ready and nothing goes wrong. So this is an example of a great order, the way that it's set up and the way it was stacked. So I just dropped the last of those two orders off. First one was the easy drop off into a business, real quick, simple. Second one was out in a residential area, set of apartments. Wasn't bad at all. Ended up making a little bit of money off of those two. I think those two made it quite worth the drive. Alright, so I had this Wendy's order pop up, rushed over to pick it up, and I just don't know what's wrong with that restaurant. They do not have it together to save their lives. Waited almost 10 minutes, it feels like, just to get an order for a single combo. Come on guys, you got to do better than that. Alright, so we dropped that order off, made a decent pay and tip. Mileage was good. Now we're on the other side of town again, and it pops this really small order up that looks like it only has the base pay. Of course, you know, generally I would cherry pick and skip this one, but because I'm trying to maintain Top Dasher so I can learn about it and make videos for you guys about it, I accepted the order and we're on our way to pick it up. Hopefully we can double the order, or hopefully the customer has change of heart and drops a tip in there. We'll find out. Alright guys, so we just finished that first order on the double stack. We dropped it off. There was no additional pay, no tip, no base pay. It was just $3, so no additional base pay off of DoorDash, or Pete Pay is what they call it. Yeah, that's the reason they double stacked it, because they knew no one would take that order. So that's kind of what DoorDash likes to do now. They like to sneak these in on you with other orders that you would accept. That way they're fulfilling the orders for the customers, but the pay is nowhere near what it should be. Let's go drop this last one off and we'll be done. Alright guys, we dropped that last one off, and I think there was a $2 tip, $3 base pay. Nothing to really brag about. You have to forgive me, I'm about out of breath. That one has a ton of stairs. So back in my car, as soon as I hit complete, this next order pops up, squeezing in one right before we're getting ready to call it quits. So I accepted and I'm on my way. Alright guys, so I just dropped that order off. Actually a pretty quick order, wasn't that bad, and ended up making a pretty good tip. Very nice lady there. So it's getting ready to hit in my dash, and then this next order popped up, and it has to definitely be the last one. Normally I would skip this one because the mileage to pay out doesn't look good at all. It's pretty close, but it's still off the beaten path just because I know which direction this is taking me. But it's also on my route home, so about a quarter of my route home will be covered through this one. So I'm going to accept it and call it quits after this order, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so that's it. We dropped the last order off. Had a few issues with the app because it's in a little bit of a rural area. Overall the pay wasn't worth it, but it was on my way home, so I took it anyways. To finish out this dash, believe I finished out for $120 and some change. That's not too bad for a 8-hour shift. I'm just going to round it to 8. So not too bad. Making general pay for door dashing, you know, and most of it I had a lot of breaks in between where 10, 15, 20 minutes I didn't have an order. So not my greatest day, and the tipping wasn't very good today, so I mark this one as mediocre in my book. That's why you cannot sign up for DoorDash under the impression you're going to kill it, because not everyone does. Just because you see a lot of great videos on YouTube where they make like $1,000 in a week and $200-300 a day, that does not mean that's going to happen for you.